Welcome to Study Loop.
Now in this question, basically we are asking ourselves whether given the following conditions, the process of imaging the globular cluster would be easier or harder, and why, right, in this case. So first condition that we're given is what happens if the number of stars per unit volume is halved. So with lesser stars, basically. So with lesser stars, we get lesser overlap between the stars, and so the resolution, right, will be better able to separate the different stars easier, right, separate more easily, and so it'll make our life easier, right, to resolve the different stars. The second condition is when the cluster is far away, right, it's twice as far away. So what happens when it is very far, right, it's a distance apart between two stars, let's say A and B, is fixed, right? So if A and B are further away from us, this distance between them will seem to us to be very, very small, right? If they are very, very far away from us, right? Basically just perspective. And so this will make the two stars become more and more overlap, right? So stars will become overlapped when we're looking at a really, really far cluster. Just like how objects seem to be very, very small when they are further away, the distance between them, between the stars, will become very, very small when we are further away. And so this will make it harder for us to separate the stars. A third condition is what if the cluster can be observed in the UV range rather than the visible range. So for UV range, we know that the wavelength is smaller. So with a smaller wavelength compared to the visible range, we get greater resolving power, and with greater resolving power, it makes it easier to separate different objects, right? It has a different diffraction limit due to its different wavelength, right? Its smaller wavelength will give us a higher diffraction limit, so we can actually separate out objects better. And lastly, so this will be easier, and the last condition is where the telescope or lens is twice as wide. So this one is simple. When it is twice as wide, it means that our aperture is bigger, we can capture more light, and with more light being captured, we get greater resolving power, and hence it makes it easier to separate these stars.